Good morning, FlossTube. It's Jules, and it is April 16th, 2017, Easter. Happy Easter to all who celebrate. It is a very quiet, beautiful morning here in Colorado. A little chilly. We opened the windows up this morning to get some fresh air in, and it got very chilly very fast, so I've kind of bundled up a little bit, closed all the windows, turned on the heat, and we were good to go. Our hot water heater went out yesterday, so cold showers for a little bit till we can kind of get somebody in to fix it. But it is what it is, no big deal. You'll see, well, two things on the wall. I've got missing another project here that is being sent off to my mom. She has been waiting on that for a little bit, although I'm not sure if she 100% knows that that one was coming to her. So I'm not planning on linking her to this video until after she gets the project. So hopefully it'll be a little bit of a surprise for her. It's kind of a late birthday gift for her. Maybe early Mother's Day. So that's missing. We need to find something else to put in its place. I actually, as you can see, I put a little froggy cross stitch up here very roughly. I just put it in the hoop, and I really should just untuck the extra fabric. I kind of rolled it up behind it so that it wouldn't be quite so obvious that it doesn't fit perfectly, but and then I just hung it on the wall with some floss. I just wanted to put something here. I still don't have anything framed. I went to a couple places this week looking for the right size frame for this, but it's sort of a 6-inch diameter project, and so it's one of those things where it's you know, it's a little bit hard unless I do some matting, and I just don't know how involved I want to get with the framing on it. So I mean, what do you guys think about literally just leaving it in a hoop? Obviously, I would trim the edges, and I need to, actually, I just need to iron it, and I haven't ironed it yet, but I need to iron it and get it up here. This is my notes for today. But if I ironed it and trimmed it and just actually, obviously don't hang it with some, well, I don't know, maybe you could hang it with some floss, but do you think that looks good? Do you think that's okay? I mean, it's, you know, it's not a proper frame, but in a way it's sort of a fitting frame for it. But the words are basically on the cross stitches. First a smile wins, and it was a gift from some friends, not this past Christmas but the Christmas before, and was able to get that done. But so everything that's up here now is staying. I don't have any projects that I'm working on right now that are going to other people, so I still have three completed projects that I could frame. And I need to just get on that and just do that. There's one in particular, Westminster Abbey one, that is gorgeous, that I need to get up on the wall because I just would love to see that up there. So I'm just going to have to break down and probably have somebody do that for me. But some of the other ones I think I could. I just need to get the iron out. I'm not a big ironist. And I'm not a big ironer, so I just need to get the iron out and iron out some of the wrinkles in the cross stitch. And then, you know, I've got plenty of frames here. I'm always thinking I'm going to frame, and I'll buy frames when they're on sale and whatnot. And so I've got some stuff that I could theoretically do. It's a matter of sitting down and actually doing it. So so that's the wall for the week. Let's see. So it is a Sunday. Playoffs are today, so I plan on spending the day in the comfy chair, in the stitching comfy chair, and in the comfy clothes, and stitching. So that's my plan for today. I'm a bit physically tired from a very active week. My husband and I are continuing to do the 5 a.m. gym visits, and we did that Friday and Monday, and still going well. Swimming is getting better and better and better. I had a lesson on Thursday, definitely improved. It's very important to me to continue doing this, just because, one, it's a non-contact way of getting my fitness up, because I definitely need to be in better shape, period, get stronger. But two, I've always had a fear of the water. I've always been afraid of getting in the water, and especially in the deep end, but just in the water period, like I never felt comfortable. And now I'm beginning just to feel comfortable. It feels good to be in it. I feel a sense of accomplishment, and I look forward to continuing to get better. Along that note, in terms of stitching, I mentioned in the last video that I was hoping that by getting up early, going to the gym early, that I would be able to get some extra stitching time in, and that has worked. Friday it definitely worked, where we got home and I had about an hour and a half before I had to go to work, so I stitched, and that was very pleasing. That was very nice. I don't know if that's going to continue or not, because physically, like I said, we're kind of feeling a little tired. Part of that was because yesterday, on Saturday, we drove about an hour south of here in Colorado and put up 4 brand new beehives down there, and that's physically taxing because on the ranch that we were on, the location that we set up, it's a brand new fresh location, and so we have to level the ground so that when we put the hives on there, that the hives are level. And it's very important for the bees, for their safety and comfort, that the hives are level. And so that was some crawling around on the ground, scraping and digging, and just a lot of maneuvering of cement blocks. And I am very sore this morning. I started getting very sore in my abs yesterday. I'll tell you guys in a minute here, but we went out to dinner last night at the Cheesecake Factory, and oh God, it was so good. But I ate so much that my abs hurt. My abs were already sore, but then they hurt because the food in my stomach was pressing out against my abs, and I was just like, oh, it hurts. But it was a good kind of hurt, because it was very tasty food. But why were we out last night? We went downtown to the theater, and we saw Mamma Mia. And if you have not seen Mamma Mia, whether it is the movie or the musical in person, you are missing out. It is so much fun. I was a big fan of the movie. I'd never seen the play before last night. I'm a big fan of the movie. I watched it 5 times in the movie theater, including the sing-along version that they put out towards the end. I went for that one too. I love that movie. And my husband got us tickets to go see that last night, and they're calling it the farewell tour, which I think is just going off of traveling and being on Broadway for a while. But oh God, it was so good. The people were just perfectly casted. The singing was outstanding. Oh, it was so much fun. You just can't help but feel so happy and positive when you leave a movie like that. So, or movie, a theater, play, a musical like that. So, but we got home pretty late last night, so got a little bit later of a start this morning than I would like to. I'm most likely going to be taking a nap today once I start stitching. It happens on Sunday after I shoot a video. I'll start cross stitching, and then I'm in the chair, and then I'll kind of lean back, and then I'll fall asleep. And so this week, it just got delivered this morning, which I love the fact that Amazon gets, I'm not sure who it is, but somebody delivers Amazon stuff on Sundays. But I finally got a neck pillow. I've needed one of these for a very long time, because I tend to fall asleep in my stitchy chair a fair bit. And with the neck pillow, basically, it'll protect my neck. I've had 2 neck surgeries, 2 neck fusions, like I've mentioned before. And when I fall asleep in the stitchy chair, I'm usually I'll fall asleep kind of bent to one side or the other, and I'm pretty, to use an old-fashioned term, pretty cricked up afterwards. But hopefully with this, I can protect my neck a little bit better, maybe get a better sleep. We'll see. But my poor husband is so worn out. He's actually upstairs. It's not even 10 o'clock in the morning. He's been up for several hours, but he's already taking a nap upstairs. That's kind of how worn out we are from this weekend. So, all right. Let's get to the serious stitching part. I don't have any finishes, of course. I mean, I'm not going to have any finishes for quite a while. I've got so many different irons in the fire, so to speak, that nothing is close to being finished. But I do have some progress on 4 different things. The first thing I'm going to show you is I actually finally started on the Apothecary Shop, but I haven't really gotten very far in it. The fabric, here, let me just show you. The fabric is you know, it's very thick and stiff, and so it is just, it's a little hard to work with. It's going to very quickly soften up and be just fine, but it's one of those things where because of that, it's a little bit more difficult to work with. And this is the first time I've ever done this, but I just put a little clip on the end, and it actually works really well because I can still sort of get behind where I need to stitch this, and it works just fine. The other thing I wanted to mention is I got the pre-gridded fabric, and you can see how it does have the grid lines, and they show up wonderful on camera. But when I'm sitting in my stitchy chair, especially at night, and I look down at that, it's just too faint for me to feel comfortable in stitching with it. It's I just felt when I started using it, I was just like, this isn't going to work for me. So you can see that I actually just went ahead and traced over the grid lines with my marker. You guys know what I'm talking about. See, brain's not working, a little tired. But I want to get more work done on this one this week. I'm just kind of, I was a little ADD this week, and just kind of how I hopped around with some different things. But there's Apothecary Shop. Let's see, what else can I show you here? I've got A Good Marriage. This morning on Stitch Mania, somebody posted a completed Good Marriage, and it looks amazing. So amazing that I'm wishing that I would have centered my pattern, but it'll look fine in the end. I know. Everybody that comments is just like, it'll be fine. But I got a little further. As you can see, just a little further. Finished this line. Got a little further on this. I'm only stitching it sort of like a one night a week, and even then, it's really just, you know, a couple hours at a time. I just can't seem to work on it for like an extended period of time. But that's kind of where I'm at, and I'll show you the pattern. So this is right here is the halfway point. So technically I'm just about halfway. That's halfway. Yeah, really just a few words and I'll be halfway. So making slow and steady progress on it. I'm not at all worried. It's mid-March, or it's mid-April, and I have until late June to get it done and get a frame, so it's, you know, it's fine. It's fine. Alrighty then. So there's that. I'm also going to show you my Yoda piece. Now this is the one I probably actually worked on the most this week. It's just easier because it's less colors. It's a lot of just straightforward stitching, and the fabric is so soft. Dog hair. It's so soft, and it's just easy to work on it. And I've been working on it some at lunch. I worked on it after the swimming the other day, and so I got a little further along. So there we are. The dew, and then that's the oar. You got his little ears stretching down. I was a little worried about this color right here, that color right there. I was a little worried about that when I first started putting it in, just because it's so similar to the oatmeal fabric that I have here. I was a little worried that it might blend in a little too much, but the more I do it, the more I think it's going to be just fine. Part of my problem sometimes is that when I'm stitching, you know, especially under the light that I use, it just might not look right. But looking at it, you know, in this view, I see that everything's fine. And there's a lot of dog hair flying around this morning, or just on this project. And I think I need to turn the filter thing on. See, brain's not working. I can't recall words. All right, so there's that. And then finally, I made some progress on my old world map, and I have it here. Keep it in my stitchy bag. And I didn't get very far. I realized that I was missing some colors in my boxes for my floss for this project. I mean, like a half a dozen colors that I should be using right now, and I'm not really sure what happened to those. I might have put those in other project boxes. not really sure what happened, and so I kind of need to look around. But I went to Hobby Lobby the other day because it's the closest stitching supply store to my work, and I went in to look for like a handful of different flosses, and so I got some for this project so I can kind of move ahead a bit with it. So I think this is the one I'm going to work on today. I might not work on anything else but this, but I can get a lot more progress done on it today. I'm going to show you where I'm at. So, I'm going to get a little closer. Sorry guys. Here, I'm going to pull it out of the thing a little bit more. So there I am. You can see this is my new page. And I'm going to just show it to you a little closer. But, whoop, as it falls out of the bag. But it's, oh man, you know, and you want to talk about, you know, Aida. I mean, this is 18 count Aida that I've been working with for a year. And it's, on the area that I actually work on, it's quite soft. But the whole thing is softened up quite a bit. It used to be very, very sticky. Now, the other thing I want to show you with the Old World project is, Old World Map 2 project, is my page. I'm on page 7 of it. And I want to show you kind of the, I'm sorry guys, I'm going to try and get this in focus. But anyway, I think you can kind of see all the color changes, especially when we get down. On any one particular page, there are just so many different colors that are used. And so I highlight when I go through things. And so it's, you know, it is definitely, I mean, there are 200 colors, so I have to be very mindful when I'm stitching. That's why it's slow and a little tedious, but I have a system now that I think works pretty well. I'm able to, you know, to keep things fairly well organized. I just got to go through and figure out if there's any more floss that I'm missing and make sure that I replace that in those boxes and then just get to work on it. So, so I think that I'm going to do that today. I might work a little bit on Yoda if I get a little tired of this project. I used to love working on 18 count fabric. That was my go-to, always did 18 count, but I am just finding that the 14 count is just easier for me. The look and the feel and the ability to, you know, the needles that I like to use, all of that is just better for me on 14 count. And if it comes out a little bigger, then it comes out a little bigger. I mean, I've got, let me just pull back. Let me show you the space that I have. I have a tremendous amount of space. And so, I mean, look at all that. I got like so much space. It's kind of ridiculous. And so, there's plenty of room for expansion. And so what am I going to do this week? I'm going to really push to try to get a lot done on that Old World map and focus on Yoda. And then there'll probably be one night this week where I work on either Apothecary Shop or The Good Marriage, kind of just continuing my my current rotation the way that it is. I think the Good Marriage, A Good Marriage, is the only smaller project that I have, and the only thing that I could theoretically finish in the next 4 to 6 weeks. Everything else is going to take years. I feel like because all my projects, or most of my projects, are the large full coverage pieces, I'm going to always have one smaller project that I work on just so that I can have a feeling of completion every once in a while. It's hard, you know, like that one took 3 years, and I don't believe I worked on anything else while I worked on that. And you know, you like to have a finish. You like to be able to put something up on the wall. And you know, I think I'm just going to have a smaller piece that I can always feel like I'm finishing. More Lizzie Kate. So, but I think that's it. Oh, I got 2 things that I got to show you guys. One is my husband went out this morning and got us muffins. And because, again, like I said, we're struggling this morning to get going. And I wish I could show you the Boston cream muffin that he got me, because it was a thing of beauty, but it's gone. I could not wait until I had to show this video. But he got me the double chocolate. I'm not going to eat this. This might be my dinner. Who knows? But look at that. I mean, look at that. It's like, it's huge. And so, anyway, it's got some chocolate chips, got a little bit of icing. There'll be some chocolate icing in the middle of there. But there's a place here in Denver, my favorite muffin, and it is good. We don't get these, we get these a handful of times a year, and this is a very special day, obviously, since we got those. That's one thing. And then I don't know if I've ever showed you this t-shirt. Oh, I think I have, maybe in an early video. But got cross stitch. And so that's my other shirt that I have here. So anyway, it's like 10 o'clock, and man, I tell you what, I could probably take a nap right now. We'll see. But definitely gonna do a lot of stitching today, root for the Blues, and hopefully get a win. And other than that, have a happy stitching weekend, happy stitching week. And let me know what you guys think about the frog, as far as what I can do with that. You know, I think it looks adorable in the hoop, as long as I trim the edges and whatnot. I think it would look just fine in that. But what do you guys think? And you know, we'll see, and we'll go from there. And anyway, happy stitching, and I'll see you guys later. Take care.